Darkness, hello to the light. Every morning is an end to a night. Every season is bound to bring a change. There's a new chance given every day, and it brings it back to me. It brings it back to me. Cool rain, water, and a breeze on my skin. Bless the new air as I breathe it all in. Take it from me like a stream into the sea. Close my eyes and thank the wind and the trees, 'cause they bring it back to me. Yeah, they bring it back to me. Like a lion, a rage like a thunder. Your desire are wings that we fly on. When we unify our hearts and our soul, we rectify this moment and we lose all control. Yeah, Great Spirit, Gaia Creator, Earth Mother, our spirit surrender. Thunder breaks as our inner world shakes when we listen to the still small voice sing. I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, trust the universe is silence in the forest. Listen to the mystical chorus. Thunder breaks, open up your heart. Expand like a bubble and float and do your part. And trust the universe is silence in the forest. Listen to the mystical chorus. Thunder breaks, open up your heart. Expand like a bubble and float and do your part. And say, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice, I am, you are you. When we listen to the still small voice.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's all take a deep breath as we complete a week and move into Shabbat together. We are going to begin on page 24 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zeichem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to page 2 and 3. I invite those who can comfortably do so to please rise. Let's read together at the top of page 3, and then we'll join in our blessing. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu
may be seated. We turn to pages 20 and 21. Before we enter into Lecha Dodi, we take a moment to reflect on the week that has passed, to pause briefly on each day, on its blessings and on its challenges. And then we'll come back together for Lecha Dodi. Hazarat HaShavua, review of the week. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, I'll invite you to rise and face the doors from which we entered to welcome Shabbat and the Nishama Yetera, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat, into the congregation and into our hearts. And if you're joining us from home, I invite you to turn towards the doors of your home to bring in Shabbat. Lecha Dodi, page 20.
Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litchila, la 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 la, lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikadam nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. La 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 la, lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'oreh kumiori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayik nigla. La lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela.
Rise.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uv'zola, toch amonai am segula, boi kara, boi chala. Lecha dodi, ligrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabela.
turn to page 26 and continue with Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברח יורתי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום אחד, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשך בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמה, ואמרו
Amen. Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, page 28. You may be seated. We give thanks for creation interpretively on page 30 with Ma'ariv Aravim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteach she'arim. God of creation, who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with the setting of the sun, you unfold the heavens with brilliant moon and stars and wrap our souls with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteach she'arim. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
Page 32. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, page 34 and 35. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. We continue on page 36. Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אלוהיכם אמת.
We turn to Micha Mocha, page 40. As I am wont to do in the days leading up to our new year, and we are in our second Shabbat of consolation out of 7. So there are 7 Shabbats that lead into Rosh Hashanah after Tisha B'Av. And we are in the second of those 7. So it's the countdown. What are they? It's the final countdown, right? That's the song as we go through there. But I like to be thinking as I'm moving into the High Holy Days, when I think about Micha Mocha, about the internal constrictions, the internal Egypts. The rabbis teach that Mitzrayim is connected with the word tsar, which is in the middle of the word Mitzrayim, narrowness. Right? What are the narrow places that we still need to come through this year? What is it that you'd like to leave behind as you move into the new year? What is it that you're trying to work toward and embrace in the new year as we cross through the sea together? Micha Mocha, page 40.
Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai, yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai, ya lai la lai lai ya la 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 lai, yai la lai lai ya la 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 lai. Micha Shema kived Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad zak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga Yisrael.
Hashgivenu, page 42, we ask the Holy One to watch over us, to protect us, to raise us up, to embrace each day. Let us lie down with a sense of peace. At the end of each day, Hashgivenu, page 42.
Hashgivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44. We give thanks for the Shabbat, for the opportunity that it gives to us to renew and to connect. Join in singing Vishamru.
V'shomeru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת ויהי נפש. ביני et ha-Shabbat, et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
We turn to page 46 for the beginning of our Amidah. Invite everybody who could comfortably do so to please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chazdei Avot Bimahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, V'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah.
Page 50.
Ata gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol ata, Rav lehoshia, Morid hata, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha val gevurot umido melach, melech meimit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lechayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai
Mechaye Hakol. Page 52. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Please continue silently with the words of your heart or the words of the prayer book through page 62, 63. When you're through, you may be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. Last week, I played a setting of Psalm 19, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my mouth be acceptable to you. You're all very familiar with that. And with the approaching high holidays, I thought it would be apropos to bring in a composer who is inextricably linked with the high holidays. His name is Max Janowski. And of course, his famous Avinu Malkeinu is one of the high points that everybody recognizes as one of the touchstone pieces of the high holiday service for Rosh Hashanah. But he was more than a one-hit wonder. He was an enormously prolific and gifted and talented pianist, composer, teacher, and arranger of Jewish music. He was based for many years at a congregation in Chicago in the Hyde Park area. And it's just interesting how sometimes we associate with people who knew somebody else. And when I was just chatting last week with somebody I know in a business relationship, Cantor Corey Winter, who lives in South Orange County, he actually collaborated with Max Janowski many, many years ago when he was very young. In fact, there's a couple of recordings of him, including one that includes the Avinu Malkeinu at Max Janowski at the piano. He is a big part of the Max Janowski Society, which seeks to promote the appreciation of the composer's music, tries to correct, additions of Max Janowski's music, and just fosters an overall appreciation of his music. So this is Max Janowski's arrangement of May the Words of My Mouth, Psalm 19.
There's a phrase in this week's Torah portion that I heard a lot while I was at camp, because it's part of Birkat Hamazon, the blessing after the meal. In Birkat Hamazon it says, Kakatu ve'alchalta v'savata u've'erachta et Adonai Elohecha, which means, as it is written, you shall eat and be satisfied, and you shall bless Adonai your God. These words actually become the basis for why we have a blessing after the meal, because it says in this week's Torah portion, you shall eat and be satisfied and bless. They actually also become the basis for blessing, meaning we don't have any place else that it says, because it's a sacrificial system, it's done differently, that you should have blessings, but the rabbis build from this idea of blessing the meal to blessing everything, right, as it plays out. So the sequence seems natural enough. We eat, we become full, and then, grateful for what we have received, we offer a blessing. But Moses understands human nature better than that. He knows that gratitude does not always come naturally after satisfaction. In fact, satisfaction may be the very thing that makes gratitude difficult. Moses speaks to the Israelites as they stand on the edge of the promised land. They have spent 40 years in the wilderness, where their lives were precarious and their dependence on God was unmistakable. Each morning, they awoke and they found manna, food that fell from heaven, waiting for them. They could collect only what they needed for that day. They couldn't store it. They couldn't build a surplus. They couldn't tell themselves, I'm secure because of what I've accumulated. Every day, they had to look beyond themselves. But now they're about to enter a different kind of life. Moses tells them they will inhabit a good land, a land that streams with springs and fountains. They will eat bread without scarcity. They will build beautiful homes. Their flocks and herds will multiply. Their silver and gold will increase. It sounds wonderful. And then Moses says, be careful. Be careful. Beware lest your heart grow haughty and you forget the eternal your God. Notice the danger that Moses identifies. He does not say, when you become wealthy, you will become cruel. He does not say, when you become successful, you'll become corrupt. He says, you will forget. You will forget where you came from. You will forget how vulnerable you once were. You will forget who helped you along the way. You will forget that none of us creates a life entirely by ourselves. And then Moses imagines the sentence we may begin to say. And Moses says this, my own power, don't say, but my own power and the might of my own hand have produced this success for me. It may be one of the most modern sentences in all of Torah. Our culture loves the story of the self-made person, the individual who overcame every obstacle through talent and determination and hard work. And talent matters, and hard work matters, and discipline matters. And the Torah doesn't deny any of that. But the Torah does say no one is self-made. Each of us is shaped by people whose names may never appear. Parents who sacrificed for us. Teachers who saw something in us before we saw it in ourselves. Friends who stood beside us during difficult times. Mentors who opened doors. Communities that gave us identity and belonging. And beyond them are people we may never meet. Those who grow our food, or build our homes, or maintain our roads, care for our children and grandchildren, deliver our packages, perform countless forms of labor that makes our lives possible. To say, my own power and the might of my own hand produced all of this is not simply arrogance. It's a failure of memory. The rabbis understood that this was precisely why the Torah commands us to bless after eating. When we are hungry, we know that we're dependent. Hunger makes our need obvious. But when we're full, the illusion of self-sufficiency begins. So the Torah says that is the moment to bless. Not only before the meal when we're conscious of what we lack, but afterwards when we have enough. Especially, says the Torah, afterward. The blessing reminds us this food is not merely something I purchased. It comes from earth and from rain and from sun and from human labor, from a chain of relationships extending beyond what I can possibly see. In Jewish tradition, gratitude is not merely an emotion. It is a discipline of perception. The Hebrew word for gratitude, or phrase for gratitude, is hakarat hatov. Literally, it means recognizing the good. The good is already there. The question is whether we notice it. Will we see the people who made our lives possible? Will we recognize the gifts we have come to take for granted? Will we remember that what we possess is never entirely ours alone? Shabbat is one of Judaism's great practices of remembering. For 6 days we work and we produce and we solve problems and we meet deadlines and we measure ourselves by what we accomplish. And the Shabbat arrives and tells us, slow down, stop. For one day we step away from the fantasy that everything depends on us. We don't stop because the work is finished. The work is never finished. We stop because we are not God. We light candles, we raise a cup of wine, we bless bread, we look across the table at the people who share our lives. And perhaps for a moment, we recognize how much we have been given. There is, however, one more step. Gratitude that remains only a feeling is incomplete. If I truly understand that my life has been sustained by the generosity of others, then gratitude must make me more generous. If I recognize that I have received opportunities that others have not, then gratitude makes me more attentive to those who are still struggling. If I know that I did not get here alone, then I cannot turn to someone else and say, your hardship is entirely your own responsibility. The Torah does not warn against having enough. It warns against what having enough can do to our hearts. Abundance can close us off, convincing us that we earned everything and owe nothing. Or abundance can open us up, remind us of how much we have received and how much we now have the capacity to give. So perhaps this Shabbat, each of us might ask, who made my life possible? Whose kindness have I failed to acknowledge? What blessing have I begun to treat as though it were simply owed to me? And how might my gratitude become an act of generosity towards someone else? You shall eat, you shall be satisfied, and you shall bless. Ve'achata v'savata uverachta. The Torah commands us to bless when we are satisfied, because the moment we have enough is the moment we are most likely to forget how much we have received. May Shabbat restore our memory. May it open our eyes to the blessings that surround us. And may the recognition of those blessings open our hands and our hearts to others. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to turn now to page 253. As our thoughts turn to those in our lives, in our community, in our world, in need of healing, of body, of mind, and of spirit. El na rifana la. We ask for blessings upon Hannah Fields Austin, Sue Toback, Rosalind Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakoff, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Brad Holland, Serena Postal, Robert Strober, Charity Razaday, Gloria Foster, Robert Gerard, Adele Harris, Brenda Found Gerard, Jan Marcus, Al Shapiro, Robert Walden, Judith Gratz DeLange, Deborah DeLange, Faye Bernstein, Xander Dizengoff, Karen Nelson, Sharon Everett, Ellen Sopkin, Tim Nelson, Natalie Cruz, Joanne Cohen, Keaton Height, Michael Gerard, Marion Snyders, Bonnie Stead, James Stead, Greg Doobie, Jennifer Lewis, Chris Gacci, Dr. Chuck Lieb, Bernard Karmatz, Virginia Guzman, Neen Geffen, Sidel Walensevich, Maury Feingold, Mark Dannenberg, Lisa Hahn, Laura Zuckerman, Alexis Steifel, Ashira Barbaria, Jack Warshaw, Eva Laxon, Sharon Sachs Regalado, Elizabeth Hoffman, Murnell Kummerman, Stuart Ziff, William Ryan, Tammy Zipser, Stuart Mann, and if you have a name you'd like to share. Invite Neil Gerard back up to share greetings and a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. On behalf of your Board of Trustees, I am pleased to greet you this evening and pleased to have you here or online at home if you're joining us that way. Thank you, as always, to Rabbi Kupitz for leading tonight's service. Thank you to Cantor Sagan. We're glad to have you here. And thank you to Dr. Polavoy for our wonderful music edition. Also want to thank Marcus Gratz DeLange, who keeps us online, and lets all of those people who are unable to be with us tonight join us. Following tonight's service, we join in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, and refreshments. It's a good opportunity to say hello to someone new, someone you haven't met yet, and maybe a good opportunity to introduce yourself to Cantor Sagan if you have not met her personally. Thanks to our greeters tonight. Our outside greeter was Kylie Sykes. Our inside lobby greeters were Debbie Harris, Joan Gerard, and as always, they're organized by Judy Rose. A couple of announcements coming up, highlights. We're obviously a busy and engaged community, even over the summer. Our Legacy Brick program continues, and we are now in the phase 2 of selling bricks, and I will let you know that our phase 1 bricks will be installed in Temple during the month of August, so they'll be here before the start of Beit Sefer at the end of August and before the High Holy Days. We have a contractor working on the installation. The bricks are ordered and will be delivered, so it's an exciting time for that program. If you have not yet returned your pledge form, we need that back as soon as possible so we can finish our budget. It's important that you tell us what your pledge is for the year. And one other announcement, we have a potluck dinner on the Great Lawn on August 14th prior to Shabbat services. Shabbat Shalom.
We're going to turn to page 282. In the middle of the page for Aleinu L'Shabeach. I invite everybody who can comfortably do so to please rise.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol L'Teitz Gedula L'Yotzer Breshit Shelo Asanu Kegoye Haratzot Velo Samanu Kemishbechot Adama Shelo Samchelkeinu Kahem Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam Va'anachnu Korim Umishtachavim Umodim Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 287.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai Melech al kol haaretz Vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
Page 294. We take a moment to remember those who have been important in our lives and have left this earth, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. We remember the recent deaths of Larry Gassner, father of Stephen Gassner, of Sharon Glick, and of Matthew Shahan. Remember the anniversaries of the deaths of Ansley Arzt, Larry Benjamin, Deborah Berliner, Howard Bespris, Myra Gianetti, Daniel Gould, Max Greenberg, Dr. Arvin J. Klein, Hannah P. Coslin, Delbert Leach, Jean Levin, David Morse, Vanessa Regalado, Edward Schwartz, Martha Shaber, Krista Von Blon, and Charlotte Weiss. If you're remembering somebody on this Shabbat and would like to add their name to those I've listed or restate a name that I've mentioned, please do so as I come by your row. If you're in a time of mourning or observing a yard site on the Shabbat, I invite you to rise. And I invite the rest of the congregation to rise and embrace in support of those who mourn. Kaddish is on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomachon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olomei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yetadar v'yetalev v'yetalal shmei dukudisha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. We'll conclude with Biyado, bottom of page 321. Biyado. My soul I give to you.
My soul I give to you.
My spirit in your care.
My spirit in your care.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Hold me in your hand.
Hold me in your hand.
Draw me near, I shall not fear.
Draw me near, I shall not
Safely in your hand.
Safely in your hand.
My soul I give to you. My spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Beyado afkid ruchi, beitishan ve'aira, ve'im ruchi geviati. Adonai li velo ira, ve'im ruchi geviati. Adonai li velo ira. For those who joined us online, thank you for being with us. Shabbat Shalom. For those in the sanctuary, please join us in the social hall for Kiddush, Motzi, refreshments, and conversation. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.